Kevin Durant is an anomaly. He has the body of a prototypical, lanky, shot-blocking big man like Hassan Whiteside, but he has the skills of a scoring guard forward. He's a 7-foot monster with an insanely high release point that can score from anywhere on the floor. His large wingspan and nimble feet make him a decent emergency rim protector and help defender. There hasn't been anyone like him in the history of the game, and frankly, no one could probably replicate what he's doing right now. We've been spoiled with his greatness so much that we take his talent for granted at times. But occasionally, we'll be reminded that Kevin Durant is one of the best players of all time. These are some moments that the Slim Reaper wowed everyone around the globe. But before we continue, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to this channel for more interesting videos. 10. An improbable comeback. When Durant tore his Achilles tendon in the 2019 finals against Toronto, many analysts and fans feared the worst. After all, a full recovery from an Achilles tear is very rare. Oftentimes, players who suffer this injury are a shell of their former selves, losing a lot of the mobility, lateral quickness, and hops that they had prior. Kobe Bryant tore his Achilles towards the end of his career, and he was never the same after. At best, he could become an above-average role player like Rudy Gay did. But KD came back like he didn't suffer the worst injury a basketball player could have. He averaged 26.9 points in his 35 games on 53.7% shooting and 45.0% from 3. And in the playoffs, he ramped up his production and went for 34.3 points on 51.4% shooting and 40.2% from 3. That just goes to show how much of an anomaly KD is. Not even a debilitating injury can slow him down. 9. He can't carry. Speaking of his 2021 comeback, his 7-game duel against Giannis and the Milwaukee Bucks deserved a special mention. We already talked about how insane his performance was considering his prior injury, but this series is special because of the circumstances around the team. The Brooklyn Nets were touted to be a mega super team, built around their big three of KD, Kyrie Irving, and the recent acquisition of James Harden. Add to that a solid supporting cast, and they were projected to be a contender. But by the time they faced the Bucks in round 2, they were hobbled. Kyrie Irving was ruled out after an ankle injury in Game 4, and Harden returned from an injury at not even 50%. With a one-legged Harden by his side, Durant stepped up and nearly led the Nets to a win over the Bucks. He went for 35.4 points per game, along with 10.6 rebounds and 5.4 assists on 54.9% true shooting percentage. 8. Kid Clutch arrives. Before he was Durantula or Slim Reaper, or his self-given nickname, The Servant, Durant was widely known as Kid Clutch. These next few clips show why he had that nickname from the start of his career. In his rookie year in Seattle, Durant averaged over 20 points per game. However, he did that on horrible efficiency from the three-point line, making only 29% of his three-point attempts that season. No matter, double overtime, game on the line. Seattle goes to Kid Clutch at the top of the key. Durant catches it in an awkward angle. Attempting a shot from the position was tough, let alone make the damn basket. But KD lives up to his monkey and drills his first three-pointer of the night to steal the game from Atlanta. Those kinds of heroics would cement Durant's status as the Rookie of the Year, and was a foretelling of the kind of player that he would become later. 7. Game winner. This one is just absolutely ridiculous. I've already mentioned Durant's high release point and lanky frame. These two attributes allowed Durant to shoot over anyone from anywhere on the court. Even if you were tall and agile enough to keep up with him, his long arms make it difficult to block his shots. As proof, I submit as evidence Exhibit A, one of Durant's many game winners against the Mavericks. Being crowded by one of the best defenders of his era in Sean Marion, Durant was forced into a tough one-handed floater from the free throw line. I say forced, but for KD, a shot like that is almost money for him. Just look at how high his arms go and how no one is able to interfere with that shot at all. 6. Career high performance. Before 2013, KD was considered a great player, but he was never quite in serious MVP contention. Sharing the court with another superstar in Russell Westbrook was great for winning, but that also meant that he shared the limelight and MVP votes with his teammate. But in 2013, with Westbrook in and out of the lineup after a torn meniscus, KD showed the world his brilliance. Ironically, it was the Golden State Warriors who suffered the wrath of Durant's biggest explosion, a career-high 54-point game during the regular season in a 127-121 win at home. Durant was magnificent the entire game, scoring from all angles and dissecting the Warrior defense like it was lab practice. 5. You the real MVP. Non-NBA fans may be familiar with the phrase "you the real MVP" as an old meme. Heck, searching the phrase on Google gives you the result from dictionary.com. You the real MVP is a meme that humorously applauds people for doing mundane but helpful acts. But NBA fans remember this phrase as part of Durant's emotional MVP acceptance speech in 2013, where he thanked his mother for her sacrifices for them. KD's MVP speech is still up there when it comes to the best speeches in NBA history, as he profusely thanked everyone who had helped him to get to this point in his career.
You sacrificed for us. You the real MVP.
4. Eliminating the Mamba. Kevin Durant is one of the league's deadliest scorers. Scratch that. He's one of the league's all-time deadliest scorers. Even back in 2012, he was already winning multiple scoring titles against the likes of LeBron, Kobe, Wade, and others. It's only fitting, then, that KD would be part of the team that would end Kobe's reign at the top. Durant, Westbrook, and Harden teamed up to take a comeback win against the Lakers in the 2012 conference semis. Durant himself hit a big three to put the Thunder up with 13 seconds left, firmly setting himself as the new scoring dynamo to replace Kobe. 3. Mr. Unreliable-Who? Durant is the living embodiment of the "I thrive off negativity" meme. I mean, the man literally argues with random people on Twitter and on Twitter Spaces in his free time. The man is petty, and he can make sure he gets payback the best way possible on the court. Down 2-3 against the Memphis Grizzlies in the second round, the Oklahoman released their paper with a headline calling KD Mr. Unreliable. Durant would later say that his motivation was being down in the series, but surely that fiery headline lit a fire under him. He would go on to drop 36 points against the grit and grind Grizzlies to stave off elimination and eventually knock out Memphis in Game 7, shutting down naysayers. 2. Conquering LeBron. Ever since Durant's rise to the elite ranks of the league, he's been compared numerous times to LeBron James. It makes sense. Both play the same position traditionally, and both are players capable of being the best in the league. But despite winning more individual accolades, Durant would falter in the rings department. OKC lost to LeBron's Heat in the finals in 2012, and they've never made the finals since. But when KD finally had more backup, some would say too much backup, but I digress, he was finally able to conquer LeBron and be his equal. His pull-up jumper over Braun in Game 3 of the 2017 Finals felt like a passing, or grabbing, of the torch moment where Durant became the best player in the league. Being the greatest player in the league is one thing. Being the best player in your country's Olympic history is a completely different thing. After terrible starts to their scrimmages leading to surprising losses, many casual fans were ready to count out Team USA, but KD kept the team together, and he bolstered the team the only way he knows, scoring a bunch. His exploits put him with Carmelo Anthony as the only 3-time US Olympic basketball medalist, and pulled him ahead of Melo in the US scoring leaderboard. That will be all from this one, folks. If you like the content, please consider subscribing to our channel. Let us know your thoughts by leaving a comment down below. We will see you again soon with something new, so you can click that bell icon to get notified in the future. Till then, see ya!